Welcome to Straight from the Hive. This is Alan Turanski, President and Beekeeper at GloryBee, and I'm so excited today to have you join us with our special guest, my friend and a great entrepreneur here in Eugene, Oregon, Emily Jensen, CEO and co-founder of Thinking Tree Spirits. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Alan. This is really fun to be here. I appreciate being invited.
That's awesome. Well, I want to just dive right in. We got some great questions. We want to hear what you have to share with us today. But how did you first get involved with spirits?
That's a great question. Yeah, I'm, I had a little bit of a different background as a founder of a startup company. My previous lifetime, I was a music therapist and touring musician with a background growing up in Alaska in wilderness advocacy and protecting wild spaces has been a passion of mine my whole life. Moved to the Eugene area because I loved so much about the culture of slow food movement and how impressive it is that you can fill your refrigerator with so many great local food and beverage options that are made right here in the Willamette Valley. And at the time, there was not yet a distillery with a license in the city of Eugene, and I saw a need and a niche, and I was interested in really upping the game with culture change. As a musician, that was like a big motivator about how we communicate and shift culture with art and song. And at Thinking Tree Spirits, our whole kind of rebel yell is we endeavor to bring people together and let's use spirits as a conduit to create the world that we want to live in. So that's how I made the decision to leap fully into the spirits world.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Just such a diverse background. And now you've got a great story with the Thinking Tree Spirits. So I know that you are familiar with Save the Bee's mission, and we started Save the Bee in 2012. How do you see Save the Bee's mission aligning with Thinking Tree Spirits?
Well, I think it's perfectly aligned. Fruits and vegetables are something that, we all want to have forever and ever and ever. And bee pollinators are the key to that, and protecting bee populations and supporting organic farming and reducing pesticide use is completely aligned with our mission around sustainable business practices at Thinking Tree Spirits. So I love the fact that our collaboration is over many years. When we first opened our doors and we're sourcing your blackstrap molasses and your honey for our rum and for our cocktails, you gifted us a beehive and a colony of bees, which we lovingly lifted up on a forklift one evening and stuck on our roof in hopes to continue to support bee propagation. So the Bee's Knees cocktail is the perfect next step to this company collaboration that we're building.
Yeah, so let's talk about the lead into that in terms of spirits and honey, certainly nature's pure sweetener. It's have you explored in the past, spirits with honey? And what's been that journey of, as I kind of came and approached you with this idea of a honey-based gin or a honey-based vodka, but had you thought about honey and spirits before? Obviously, honey's been around, forever, but tell us a little bit about how honey and spirits has come to fruition for you.
Well, honey's the best. It's the best sweetener. I love it in my tea, in my coffee, on toast. It's great in cocktails. It has a lot of depth of flavor and it works beautifully alongside gin. I will say we had not, I'd investigated honey to be a key ingredient in distilling, but it's so outrageously expensive that it's never something that we gave much thought to. And it wasn't really until Save the Bee really came into our line of sight. And you were as sweet as honey, actually coming to us and saying, hey, I want to make a Save the Bee or actually you came to me and you said, I want to make a bee's knees cocktail to thank and appreciate my people. And at Thinking Tree Spirits, one of the biggest things that is really important to us is we're good to each other. We're good to our community, good to our customers, our vendors, suppliers, and our investors, and bottom line, in that descending order. So company culture was a really big alignment, and the fact that you wanted to take care of your company in that way with this special gift of making the bee's knees for them, pretty much just bent that whole argument for me to the left. And I was like, all right, let's make a honey-based drink.
Well, I love it. Let's talk a little bit about what, that's a great segue into what makes this bee's knees cocktail that Thinking Tree Spirits is making so special. What are all the things that you think make it just a special cocktail?
I think what makes it so special is that well, first of all, it's a cocktail that's pre-Prohibition era. It's honey and gin, our gifted gin, which is really celebrated gin. We won Gin Distillery of the Year at New York International in 2019 with it. It's a great gin. And, the queen bee's honey. So it's a great cocktail, but it's also pre-Prohibition cocktail. And when we launched this project, we were just coming out of, kind of intense COVIDian times. And it's kind of perfect alignment that we're heading here into the second roaring 20s. So
yes.
After the dawn of 2020 and 2021, making a cocktail that's about thanking our people and telling them you're the bee's knees, that helps bring awareness and hopefully a little bit of money towards the Save the Bee Foundation, to me, and I think to you as well, just felt like an incredibly hopeful offering. And what an important thing for us to be doing as business owners, as having navigated what we have in the last 2 years as a planet.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think, it kind of starts with what we've all experienced as people, and during all this challenge, we've seen, the challenges with mental health, the just challenges with facing all this negativity, in the world, and, and our food supply and everything else. And so, I totally agree. For me, just being able to create something that ultimately is created by nature, created by the bees, and through, with great people involved, we've created a cocktail. And I love just the fact that bee's knees means the best. And I just thought it's a great way to celebrate that bees are the best, the best gin, the best cocktail, a great thank you. You're the best. And just to bring positivity and great vibes to our community. So super, super fun to do this cocktail together. As you think about our community and this collaboration and what it means and what it inspires, what's your hope for the future of our community as we kind of launch forward into this second roaring 20s?
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's a big question, and I think really returning to what our whys are as a company, like we're out there, and I believe you guys are too, to do the big good. Our wish for the community is that we come together and that we flourish, and that abundance is available for everyone in our community. And granted, may we live in interesting times, right? The great Chinese proverb says, ever, So our wish for the community and how we embody that is, we're women-led and community-powered and farm to flask. And it's about creating local jobs. It's about celebrating Oregon agriculture. And it's about collaborating together. And I think for us to partner with you guys and create something that we genuinely hope people can come home to their loved ones and set the table with and say, like, you're the bee's knees, I care about you. And let us raise a glass to what great changes we're going to going to endeavor to make individually and in our own communities and our colonies. So that would be, I hope,
Well, I love that. I love that. I just think, as you were thinking about that, I'm thinking about, the bees, which are female led, it's almost all females in that, the colony, all the worker bees, the queen bee. So
yeah.
it's a female led society there, those bees. And they work so hard to make this little bit of nectar, right? Or turn this nectar into honey and but it's precious, right? And we call it like gold, liquid gold. It tastes amazing, but it's
Yeah.
almost like this cocktail, right? Just a little bit just changes your perspective, right? And so, that's what I got from what you were saying is just being able to share this cocktail around the table with your friends, with your family, and share good vibes. It can just change your perspective,
Yes.
and we can do great things together. So I love the spirit of what you're sharing, and hopefully I've captured a little bit of it today to carry it forward myself. So
You absolutely have, and I think it's important to remember that we are actually in exactly the same business. We take grain and fruit and distill it down and get the very best part of it out, the heart of it out, right? And bees, you're
yep,
actually working as a subcontractor of the bees businesses.
yep,
They're taking,
yep.
pollen and flower power and distilling it down into this incredible product. And you guys are co-packing honey. So it's pretty awesome. We're all doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I love it.
for
Thank you so
sure.
much.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think I look at what you're doing as being caretaker. I'm a caretaker. We're all caretakers trying to take care of our community, take care of our tribes, and spread goodness. So, Emily, thanks for joining me on Straight from the Hive, and look forward to more collaborations in the future and saving the bee.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you so much.